Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel, and this is just a little discussion on Windows 7. One of the last things probably we'll be talking about, but that I think is important to talk about. For those that have kept Windows 7 running, for those that are still using them. So Windows 7, of course, we were talking last month. Last month is end of support, so it was the last patch Tuesday for security updates. And we were talking that the first vulnerabilities, the real, well-known vulnerabilities to Windows 7 will start when Patch Tuesday of February, which is today, arrives. And one of the interesting aspects of this is that not only is it Patch Tuesday security updates, but it's a big one. And if you're using Windows 7, make sure you are careful because there is more than 50 security flaws in Windows 7 that are now out in the open. Now, out of those 50, more than 50, there are in Windows directly 5 that are critical. Critical means that bad guys could, do a script and malform web page that you will visit and infect or take control of your PC pretty much without you knowing it. So, you already are vulnerable. One of the 5 critical flaws is actually known by bad guys apparently already. So that means every version of Windows was probably vulnerable to some form of attack in the past weeks. But now Windows 7 is the only one that is vulnerable to that one because Windows 8.1 and Windows 10 are fixed. This demonstrates how important it is that you move on to something else. I mean, already, just the first month, there's a huge number of security flaws. There will always be those out there that are going to say, yeah, well, they did that because they want everybody to move on. It's the way it is. It happened like that. It happened like that. And honestly, you should not be using Windows 7 if you're on the internet. It is a dangerous operating system now, especially with the number of flaws. And yes, you can mitigate. You can use, a browser that's up to date. Make sure that it's at the latest update and all of that. But still, you are now officially at risk. And, it's a big risk. The important flaws, so for those that wonder between, critical and important, well, the important flaws are more difficult to exploit. Often the important flaws need already to have the first exploit done before they can use those important flaws. Or they need to be done at the computer itself. So, you can take the 45 others, even though it's better to have them fixed, and kind of think that, well, they're kind of difficult to really exploit. But the 5 ones plus, because that's in Windows, there's also the ones in Internet Explorer 11 and so on. So make sure that you actually update your browser that you're using, Google Chrome or whatever browser you're using. And don't use Internet Explorer 11, that's for sure. If you're using the new Microsoft Edge, make sure it's at the latest update for the security fixes that it also receives. And, well, that's, the story is that Windows 7, starting today, is a vulnerable system. And that's just going to get worse as we go through the next months with the operating system. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.